Hey, what is up everybody? This is Mark, and today I'm going to go over the file for the Axolotl bank. All these are really easy to make. I just want to give you a couple tips and tricks along the way. We're going to work through all the parts from the left to the right, but I'm going to start first with these way over here, which refer to the optional door that you can use for the back of the bank. So let me just paste them over here and we'll talk through them. They're color-coded, really easy, but I want to explain a couple things to you. First of all, this goes on the back of the bank. In other words, this piece right here is intentionally flipped backwards because I want you to put this score line, which we'll talk about in a minute, on the back. Do not put this on what I would call the front, the one that faces the person who owns the bank. This goes on the back, all right? If you're not going to use the door, that's okay. Delete these two pieces and flip this piece around so that you're facing it the right way, okay? But I'm going to assume that you're going to use the door. So let's walk through it. First of all, purple represents over here the knob, which is right there, and we're going to glue it onto the door, which is right here. And while that's drying, we can do this part where we're going to cut this blue oval from this back piece, and we're going to score, let me repeat, score this green line. Do not cut this line. Score it, because that's going to show us where to put these other pieces. So you've cut the blue line, you've scored the green, and then these two look identical, but this top one is just a little bit thinner than the bottom one, and you're going to end up stacking them right on top of each other like this and gluing them over here. So let's take the skinny one. It goes directly on top of the score line, and then we're going to glue this one directly on top of that one, and that creates a slot that this door will then slide in and out of right there, just like that. Now, you can make this door assembly out of 1/4 inch or 1/8. It doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. But let's jump to the rest of this. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you cut these 5 pieces out of 1/4 inch material. The back piece, the 3 spacers, and the base, all right? So let me show you how this goes together. I'm going to flip this one over because, as I mentioned earlier, it is backwards right now. So let's flip it over so we can see it the way you're going to assemble it. And just so it doesn't confuse anybody, I'm going to remove these off to the side for now. All right. Even though you know when you cut this, it's already going to be cut out. This tab in the bottom represents the the tab that goes into the base, just like this right here. And by the way, this is, you see how this is not centered vertically? That's because when you make the bank with a lot of layers here, this slot will put this about in the center of this circle. All right. That slot is the only part that you're going to need to adjust for your material. So measure your material with your calipers, adjust that slot, the height of it for your materials, and you'll be good to go. All right, so now you're going to take these pieces here. You're just going to simply stack them on top of each other, glue them like that. I'll flip this one over for this conversation. And right there. And then, of course, you'll guess where the last one goes, right on top of that. So we've got the back followed by 3 spacers. Let me zoom out a little bit and grab these, bring them over so we can work with them over on this end. And this next blue one represents 1/8 acrylic, 1/8 clear acrylic. So cut that out of clear acrylic, glue that guy right on there. And then now we're down to the 1/8 inch MDF, what I used here. We're going to take this first, glue it right on top of that acrylic. And then we've got the tail, which goes here, and I'm going to have to angle it. It's a lot easier, obviously, when you have the piece in your hand. But it goes right about like that, which you'll see it'll fit right in there. And then you got the feet like this. They go right on top of the feet that are already there, so it's really easy to place them. And then you've got the, I'm not going to get that exactly right, you know what I mean. And then you've got the little orange slices for arms, little stubby arms. I'm not going to get that exactly right either, but you know where that goes. And then this one goes on here. And then the last part is the head. You've got the eyes that you can paint different colors. And if you line up the top of the head, it goes just like that. And that's how it's supposed to go over those shapes on the side of the head. And you are all done with the axolotl. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a lot of fun to make. It's really easy. And I'd love to see pictures of what you guys create. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video.